Harlem Soldier Boy said taking drugs is not cool. If taking drugs is uncool, I'm the most uncool motherfucker on the planet. Fuck you.
Welcome everybody to another episode of the Dark Council, which was supposed to be canceled at some point today, but I figured, you know what, I need to hold this thing down until the rest of the council gets over here and everybody's running late. But I wanted to say hi to each and every one of you guys and gals, and those that may be coming in on the replay. It's how should we say? I needed to be here to talk about something very important. But most of you have seen this morning in your feed, and yes, I would like to discuss this in length. But I would like to try to, get the guys and everybody else in here to hear of it. But for the most part, I just want to reiterate what I did say this morning. And it was a secret project, very, very secret project, that I've put together a full-length album. And it was pretty much close to six months, half a year of me putting this all together. And I did this all by myself. So between writing the lyrics, putting the music together, which was the second hardest, trying to figure out what type of album I would like to make. And for somebody like myself, being a hip hop artist for damn near 40 years, but I use my talents to wow the crowd live at barbecues, at block parties, at recreation centers, and get on the mic and go to the studio and make tapes that we call as albums, and we, me and my crew, we send it out to anybody that want it. No money or anything. You want to hear it? Here it go. And I've done this for so long that the love that they gave me behind it made me want to keep making more music. And now that I got into the YouTube sphere, and this channel was basically a Star Wars appreciation channel and a bashing and a dashing of the bullshit that we have been accustomed to under Disney. Speaking of which, but we'll get on to that, in a few. But but as I'm saying, this album is a labor of love for the hip hop community and for all the artists, male or female, that have been dropping the science, putting out great music, lyrics, everything from the late 70s to the early 80s to the magnificent 90s, and then all the way up to the 2000s. It basically fueled my creativity, and I just went for it. So by the time now you see this album is going to be the culmination of 40 years of everything that I've learned being a hip hop artist. So I got a couple of other goodies that I want to put in on too. But at the same time, like I said, welcome to everybody here. Sky Abyss 101, Dave Quintana, the lovely and amazing OG Star Wars, who's going to have a banging show on her and to how should we say, put respect in the Sith's name. My brother, the Lord Commander, is here. What's going on?
What's up, man? Can you hear me?
Yes, sir. Just
All
gotta turn up your mic a little bit.
Hold on, let me fix this.
Becky Bowan is in the building. Code J, mad love to you, my brother. Shout out. And yeah, man, we up here kicking it for a little bit, waiting for the rest of the crew to get here. I know you guys had a lot to talk about of the season finale of the Acolyte, or what is it?
So,
lesbians in space.
So I'm gonna tell you something.
Yes, sir.
Right.
Oh yeah, now
I had to, after I saw Darth Plagueis in the cave, I said, you know what? I'm gonna put on my straw hat.
Mm-hmm.
And I had to watch this episode because.
Oh, so you actually did watch it?
No, I had to watch this last episode.
All right.
Because this, I'm not gonna go through all this because I'm saving it for
everybody. Chat 9 a.m. PST.
For my video I'm about to drop. I'm just gonna show you something.
Yeah.
I took notes, bro. I took notes. I am going to from orbit. I'm going
you're not gonna bless them with your presence?
I'm going I'm going to drop all the nukes on the show. All of them.
This man is not to be messed with, ladies and gentlemen. Not to be messed with. It's going to be bad. It's going to be one of those things like I did back in the day when it came to Chuck Wendig.
I'm a dude like my man Jake Skywalker.
Yep. Toss that shit into the sea. You
don't understand. I'm actually gonna be good. I'm gonna just touch on some things today.
Mm-hmm.
I'll just do the little things that I saw that was just tardo.
Yeah.
Which is, why are you using the force to open up doors that are automatic? Why do you promote a lightsaber whip, which is incorrect as per canon?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I want to say this because I don't think I said it on your channel, obviously, because you've been. I told you. By the way, what did I tell y'all before? What did I say? What did I say? Apple said he's retiring, but we're gonna Michael Corleone his ass. He's gonna try to get out, and we're gonna keep pulling him back in.
Bro, you may have a slither of truth to it, but you know why I had to really just step back from YouTube supremacy. Like I normally put out videos and this and that and doing the live streams. I just simply don't have the time anymore.
Listen, I feel you, brother. With this new job that I just got, it's been like, so just full disclosure, my previous job, I worked 4 10-hour days. So I worked 40, but I worked 4 10-hour days. So I had 3 days off.
Right.
I don't have that no more. And I'm in management. So now I'm working 5 9 to 10-hour days. So I just up the day, which really just like exhausts me. Like I was exhausted.
I can imagine.
Especially since in between part of me getting the job and them not having a manager, the place didn't really. It needs help.
Yeah.
So I'm going there trying to play Mr. Fixer Upper, on top of learning everything, which is very exhausting. But this thing, by the way, my sound's going to keep going up, down, pause because
stay up though, so people can hear you.
No, you know what? It's the StreamYards. It always does this.
Oh, okay.
It's StreamYards doing it. It's automatically turning my volume down.
That's some dumb shit right there. Oh.
I don't know. I tried to fix it. I don't know. And it didn't do this when initially. It only started doing it relatively recently.
Right.
But I don't know how to fix it. I've tried everything. I did the automatic off, all that stuff. It still keeps doing it.
Raging Rhino's reviews are so funny. I can imagine. Because everybody in the whole fandom is screaming on this shit.
The absolute disrespect to George Lucas, his ideas, and the people who purchased his ideas, his paying customers, is abhorrent. You know the word they like to use for Gina? It is abhorrent, the disrespect that they have for us. Listen, this is the thing that they failed to understand, right? Yeah. Listen, we've gone over in length of how they have tried to make a boys brand into a girls brand. And the Acolyte is 100% that. It is a true version of trying to take a boys brand and straight up turn it into. Listen, Star Wars has always had romance. It is a space opera, right? It has had romance.
I heard that they had a little bit of nudity in there.
Yes. Yeah, I didn't watch. I only watched 2 episodes. I watched episodes.
It's good, fellas.
Hey, what's up, fella?
Drunk, thank you so much for coming in.
I watched the one with Lorena. That was the first one when they did the power of 1, the power of 2, the power of many. Okay, I watched that episode.
Thank you, OG.
And then I watched this last one. The last one I had to watch because I was like, I had to get the full
blessings
understanding of how trash it was. But back to what I was saying, they went through all the trouble spending almost $5 billion. They almost spent $5 billion.
$5 billion.
That's what they remember. It was $4.8 billion. Right?
Okay.
Right. They spent almost $5 billion to purchase Star Wars. Right. To change the formula. Star Wars has always had a female presence. It's always had female fans. That's what we've been through that a million times. But here's the thing that they don't get, they don't understand.
Right.
You know how they in Junk, you were 100% with this with the parks, how she was like, oh, we don't want to cater to those old fans, right? Remember that when it came to like the Star
real quick, React Attack is in the chat. That's Ordsborg.
Oh, is that Ords?
Yeah.
Okay, what's up, Ords?
That's his new channel.
Oh. Okay, I was about to
switching
say,
up.
oh, what's up?
Switching up on us.
Nice.
So I'm putting together like a short box over here. So forgive me.
Okay, react.
Listen, I just
nice.
got in from a long trip. I barely made it home. Here we are.
Well, you know what?
Yeah, I've been seeing you be getting
bro.
blessed with all those comics, bro. That's Punisher number one.
Look at
With Spider-Man. Oh my God.
Oh, you the worst drunk. You are.
look what they gave me this weekend.
Oh,
Transformers number one.
Wait a minute.
Wow.
And then I don't know if Abinat's been up with the. I mean,
Yeah.
You know what?
Hey,
Oh,
you know
my
what
goodness.
sucks, Joe?
had
You know what sucks about that picture? I see her stand next to you. That means she's like an Amazon to me. Then
Nah, she had.
I'm like, I'll be like in that episode of Futurama with Death by Snoo Snoo, be like, I'm aroused.
Now you're gonna make me be like, oh well, maybe I will go and watch.
I don't know if these people are watching in the chat, but man, you got every time I go to a Comic-Con with Gina, like people know I'm collecting comic books,
Right.
and they're just like, "Here you go, man. Here you go." I'm blessed, man. I can't.
Yeah. And that's a good look too, you know.
This is Star Wars number 2 because someone gave me Star Wars number 1 graded in Denver. So I was in Knoxville, and they're like, "Now that you got number 1, here's number 2." And this is a 9.6. It's almost mint condition. I was like, "Holy crap, dude!"
I wouldn't even know what to do if I had something like that. You let me tell y'all something.
That's why I'm putting it in a box.
So, as a kid, obviously you guys know Spider-Man.
Oh,
Peter Parker.
Let me show
favorite.
y'all, and I'll be right back.
It is my favorite superhero. So I had the trade paperback. Now, I know it wasn't the original, but my mom bought me the trade paperback. So I had all the original stories of Amazing Fantasy.
I found this.
Oh, nice.
In my box. This was the special collector's edition that I picked up when it was first out. So this is like the first press of this thing.
And he gonna put his hands all over it.
Yeah, no gloves. You know what's the worst part though? Look, and big shouts to Eric July, right? Because I never had a short box. So you can see my short box.
Yeah, he just sent me this one.
He sent you a short box?
Nice. Yeah, I'm putting it together right now so I can put these.
Is that the new one?
I don't know, man.
I had that one. That's the one I had.
Nice.
I got that one. Yep, I got that one.
Just came in the mail. I was like,
I gotta get me a new one. Because I'm about to run out of space already. Because plus with him dropping comics every month now,
I know.
I'm like, listen, I gotta get me a bigger short box now. But real quick to finish my point.
Yeah. Do you think?
The thing that really is crazy they don't understand is that these fans. Generation X is for the most part. That's us, right? We were the ones who made the games what they were, the sci-fi what they were, the movies what they were. It was our generation. But here's the crazy thing. Listen, you want to get a new audience, that's great, but you can't neglect your primal audience. We've said this before. Yeah. But here's the thing that people never said. I don't think I've ever heard anybody say this. But this audience that you're trying to get rid of, you need us for another 40 years. The life expectancy for most humans is 70 to 80. Our generation is probably in our 40s, maybe 50. So you got us for another 20 to 40 years, right? Mm-hmm. God willing. That's what you should be investing in us. If we were 90 and you were saying, okay, we don't have to worry about those fans anymore, it would be understandable. It would be stupid, but understandable, right? But when you got people in their 30s, late 30s, early 40s, some early 50s, and you're saying we don't need these customers no more, are you stupid? We paid. You got us for at least a few more decades. What are you throwing away decades of money for? Yeah. How stupid are you?
It's almost like they're allergic to actual real money. Actually, blessing the longtime fans that's been here since the beginning. We're not dead yet.
Exactly. That's what they're treating us like. They're treating us like we're dead or dying.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm not trying to die no time soon. I got a lot
100%.
of
Look, unfortunately,
life to live. Yeah,
exactly. Unfortunately, I have lost some people around my age bracket. It happens. That's
you.
life. So goes life, right? That's the circle of life. But
Mm-hmm.
the majority, the human life expectancy is about 80. You get some people like, bless her soul, my grandmother is 96. So we get some people who can push the limits. My great grandmother lived over to be 100. So listen, it can happen, right?
It can happen.
But if we were that old, then you can say, okay, we don't need those fans anymore. They are going to be dying out. But not when you got 40, 20, 30, 40 years of fandom left. Yep. That doesn't make zero sense. And that's what they did. Acolyte is 100% proof of a boys brand that has been turned into a girls brand. And it sucks because you not only lost the boys that were interested, you lost the girls that were interested. That's the part that sure you can have those people who can go and watch it online like I did. I put my damn straw hat on.
Something that OG Star Wars put down. George Lucas cared for past and future fans. That's why pre-Disney is the timeline.
Yes.
The timeline where you could tell other stories within that continuity that was there for decades. You know, even with the video games. You know, and
I still count the Force Unleashed as canon. I count that as canon. I don't care what they say. I get that Star Killer was overpowered, but ignore the game part of it. The game part is he's overpowered. That's how they make video games. But the premise part of the Force Unleashed of Vader having a secret apprentice and using him to infiltrate and get a hold of the rebellion. That was the point of it. That was the point of Star Killer, right? I view that as canon. Obviously, the especially the fact that his family crest was the crest for the rebellion. That is the OG canon.
There was a Xbox game that I played. Rogue Squad. Was it Rogue Squadron?
I think it might have been Rogue Squadron. Yeah.
No, not
Rogue Squadron. Yeah, that was. Or Dark Forces was a game too. Y'all remember Dark Forces? Dark Force. Look up Dark Forces real quick. It's where you were. Oh man, you were like a Han Solo type character. You went undercover for the rebellion to fight the dark. Man, that was like one of the greatest Star Wars games ever. They just re-released it, remastered.
Oh, they remastered it. Oh, see, I'm not even a console player anymore. I'm with the PC Master Race now.
Honestly, bro, you know what's crazy about console versus PC playing? I'm thinking to myself, I don't know what they're going to do next. Because PlayStation 5 is the engine on it is basically doing what a computer. I mean, obviously, a computer going to give you that much more kick. But I'm like, what's the next game? The only thing you can do next is make it a PC.
Are we talking about the Acolyte?
Yeah,
you know what the biggest problem that I'm having is not the biggest problem. I wish the show had 4 more episodes. I'd hit 100K subscribers. I'm almost at 96. Almost at 96 with that show.
That's the only thing I can say. YouTubers is getting, how should we say, blessed to keep.
But it's like, yeah.
Okay, I see Dark Forces right here.
These shows that they put out, like Ahsoka and now the Acolyte, they expect the reason. Okay, let me just. I'm not gonna be like everybody knows. I think Disney Star Wars sucks. I think it's funny at this point. I don't even care. Make sure I sound okay. I got a brand new mic. I don't know how I sound.
No, you look good. You look good, and you sound good. Keep it going. And besides, every time I see you on your channel, when you talk about it, you have a big smile on your face.
I laugh,
you
man.
Really enjoying yourself.
I think the reason why the normie, like, so if they wanted to get rid of the fan base such as us, right? Okay, they don't want us anymore. They wanted a new fan base. The problem is they're expecting this new fan base to do homework on shows just so you can understand it. So we go to Ahsoka, right? Dave Filoni came out and specifically says, you don't have to watch Rebels to understand the show. We made it that way. You don't have to understand it. Bro, I had no idea what was going on in the show. I didn't know these characters. I didn't know. I knew who Thrawn was from the old trilogy. I didn't know Ezra. Like, who are these people? Like, I didn't know these people. And everyone in my comment sections were like, well, you idiot, you got to watch Rebels. Why do I got to do homework?
Yes.
Watch a show. Now go to the Acolyte. We got that weird thing where she gets all mad and she squeezes the lightsaber and turns it from blue to red. So she bled the
crystal.
She bled the crystal by being angry at the Asian man. Let's be honest. Like, she killed the Asian guy, and then
stop Asian hate, Disney. Stop Asian hate. At first,
I'm watching this and I'm like, this is so it could just change when you're angry or on your period or happy or sad or got diarrhea. Your lightsaber blade's gonna change. Then I was reminded that Darth Vader did this in the comic book, and it almost killed him multiple times, but they decided to throw it in there.
Had to fight.
So what I'm saying is, normies that they want to turn in to attract new Star Wars fans are not going to know what the freak that is. They're not going to understand what's going on, and they're just going to be like, this is dumb. I'm just going to turn it off. You know what I'm saying? And then that's all I'm saying. It's like they expected people to do all this homework when you watch the prequels and the originals.
Yes.
Like, what George Lucas did that was beautiful about that time period was all the books and comic books around it complemented the movies. So you didn't have to go read the books to understand the films. But if you read the books like Darth Plagueis and others, it made the movie better, right? Now you're watching a show where it's like, I don't know what's going on. Then they're like, well, you need to go check this out and go to comic book 4 and check this book over here and make sure you watch this cartoon and some fan thought. It's like, what? It's like, well, you should be writing stories that complement your show, not having people do homework. It's just like, it's backwards. So I remember the first time I read Darth Plagueis, and that was the first time me and Abu Nas ever streamed together. And we did a Darth Plagueis stream. That book alone will make you, it will make the Phantom Menace like 100 times better because it complements that movie and every little cutscene and everything. So it's like you're reading, you're like, oh yeah, that's when this is gonna happen in the movie, and that's when that's gonna happen in the movie. And so then when you would go into the EU, it complemented the 6 films. Like, even if it was a side story, it didn't mess up anything going on in the 6 films. So it was like, it was this compliment. It was this compliment. Now, flip the script. Listen, Disney Star Wars made a theme park called Galaxy's Edge. And they literally said, if you want to know what's going on here at a theme park, read these 3 books. I'm like, I'm paying $100 to get in here, ride some rides, eat some popcorn. You want me to sit down and read a book about a theme park you made that has nothing to do with Star Wars because you want it to be relevant? What the freak are you thinking? That's backwards thinking. That's retarded. It's stupid. It's like, what are you going to say? Hey, kids, you go to Galaxy's Edge and get your lightsaber here. Read a book so you understand it more. You're just like,
go and do their rides.
That's what I'm saying. It's like, what are y'all doing?
You're paying out your ass to even get to the daggone theme park. Really? Why am I going to be sitting up here? I might have blown like $120 something on my whole family to get into Galaxy's Edge. And now you telling me I got to start reading like I'm back in school? Are you mad? But obviously they was not kidding.
It's just weird how they went backwards with that. And here you go. Hold on, I gotta pull this up.
Oh my gosh!
Just to piggyback on what you said, John. What's
go
supposed
for
to be set in stone is the 6 movies. The 6 movies are supposed to set in stone. the EU is supposed to, like you say, complement and expound upon the movies.
Yes.
It's not supposed to be the reverse. You're not supposed to be doing these books. You know what I'm saying?
Can you share my screen? This is the best thing ever. This is the lady that wrote the theme park Star Wars novelization. She didn't get a single sale at the Dragon Con book convention. No one came up to her booth. No one even knew. And this guy reported on it. He was just like, here we go. Author of Disney's doomed Galaxy's Edge novel didn't have a single signing or sale at the Dragon Con because people don't care. I want to go to the theme park to have some popcorn, ride some rides, man. Maybe have some ice cream. I don't need to read a book about a land you just invented because of that. It's so dumb. So they took this picture and it's like,
I feel bad for her. Yeah.
Now the author was doing their job. I'm not attacking the author at all. I'm attacking the idea. The idea is just stupid. It's just like
she was hired to do a job.
Yeah.
You know? But I feel bad for her for all of her hard work to put this together. But you're right. Nobody wanted it. So
you got to know your audience.
It boggles the mind to me. It boggles the mind that people don't cater to the built-in audience that you had for decades. And their rationale was that, well, they're about 50, 55. They're getting old, long in the tooth. We need to hook them while they're young. That's where the real money's gonna come from the young people. The pronouns, and then we got this, and then we got that. We cater to all types of things. Not a problem.
All I'm saying is, if they had, and I'm just talking, and we're just talking about one little aspect of Star Wars now. If they took that theme park and made it Tatooine or Coruscant or something, they could do something cool by selling exclusive comic books in that. Like if you visit the park, you can get a fun story with Lance or whoever, Anakin at Coruscant, whatever. And it's like, just keep it like as a fun thing, like an activity book, like it happened here. But it's a win-win. You know, people will buy exclusive stuff, but you made up an entire land that has no relevance. You try to make it relevant by writing books and comics saying, hey, look, everybody's here. Everyone's at Batu. And then they did the same thing with that stupid Star Wars hotel.
That was a terrible idea.
A lesson behind that.
Well, that's the thing too. They tried to make that thing relevant, and it was like they rewrote Han and Leia's history to make that Star Cruiser relevant. They rewrote Anakin and Padme's history to try to make it relevant. They added it into the High Republic, and they're kind of like, see, it's here. You could stay at this Star Cruiser. It's here. It's in the book. Han and Leia come to the Star. And people are like, no, you that's stupid.
I guess, like I said, Star Wars isn't for us anymore. And like I said, our money is going along with it. So unless Bob Iger just has a death wish, which he probably has, but he's now still the CEO because how should we say, the people that actually is the shareholders, well, they didn't pull the trigger. They fell for Iger's
wait, I gotta share this. This is one of OG Star Wars' favorite person on Twitter. This is what the Disney Star Wars fan thinks of all of us. The expanded universe was decanonized 10 years ago. It's called Legends now. Deal with it. Move on. Cope. You can still read the books at your pleasure. Lucasfilm still published them. They're just not canon. Accept it.
Wow.
Now, this is the same account, I believe, that when they introduced some kind of new toy, this person was like, oh, I wish I could afford stuff like that. It's so awesome. So these are broke buddies on Twitter that can't show their real face. You know what I mean? And they're telling all of you guys to cope and deal with it and move on.
If we got to move
I'm
on,
coping good. I'm coping good. I ain't
too.
paid my money for none of that dumb shit. So
the thing is, if it's so useless, why do you need Plagueis in it? Why do you need Plague? Why did you need Kiadi Mundi in there? Why do you, This is why I keep saying. They need to stop touching Georgia stuff. Like we were just saying, how the EU complimented the movies, right? They keep making these new things to change the movies.
Yeah.
Because everything an Acolyte has done right now, this thing that they just put out, everything they have done right now, you have made Anakin's birth useless. You put a banking clan member in a effing cave. Okay. if you're gonna say that's Plagueis, which you're using a mun for a reason, why do you have? Is that supposed to be Kabir's master? Because if that's Kabir's master, why is the Sith killing Jedi before the grand plan? Are you freaking kidding me? I have to repeat this every time.
Star Wars theory. Star Wars theory. Drunk. His tweet was masterful. He said, "So Yoda Yoda can sense Anakin killing the Stand people, but yet Yoda couldn't."
100%, exactly. Bro, listen.
What's good, y'all? What's good?
What's good?
See. All right. Everybody in the chat, what up?
Supposed to be in a 1,000 years of peace. Now, of course, you figure some Jedi might be killed in action or whatever, but you're talking over a dozen Jedi all at once in one place, all dying, and Yoda doesn't know what's going on.
I not have a clue.
guys, this is the equivalent. This is the equivalent of when we were like kids and your little sister got into your toy box and took all your fly action figures and made them do a bunch of gay shit. You know what I mean? That's what we're dealing with. That's what this is. That's what Disney and Lucasfilm has become. Your bratty little sister taking your stuff and making them do stuff they have no business doing.
Or maybe how about like my dog got into my action figures and chewed them up, and I still had to play with them with the head all kind of broken like that. It's like, well,
yeah.
But it was okay though. It was okay. I struggled like that too.
But at least when your sister got in your toys, she didn't mess up your whole canon.
Shit, even George is like,
my head.
I can actually feel my life essence draining from me as I watch this.
Yep, just like that.
But my question is, right? Is Star Wars for kids or is it not? Because what I've been hearing, this doesn't sound like a kid's show to me.
It's not.
You know what I mean?
It's not. It's a female love freaking, what do they call a romance novel? That's what
she made it for the Raylos. That's 100% sure.
Oh, now we get it.
They shipped that bad guy and that girl, and then now they were holding hands at the end, watching the water just go up against the waves, holding that long lightsaber together. And I guess he's like, "You keep holding my hand like that, I'll show you the other lightsaber."
Yeah. Well,
he already showed her. Remember, in a previous episode, he did show her.
That's when she knew she was going to change over to the dark side.
Yeah.
When he showed her the jump, you know what I mean? My man free balling.
Yep.
She's like, yeah.
She went from non-binary.
I'll be not be picking up his women. Oh, sorry, no, not bad. He shows them the dark side. They change real quick. I'm just playing, man. I'm sorry.
Oh, man.
I miss my brother, man. You know I gotta.
You're killing me, boy. You're killing me, bro. Every time he comes up here, killing me.
Yes, it's insane, bro.
I'm sorry, Chad.
Listen,
no,
but the thing is,
he's hosting the show. We're supposed to laugh.
It's true. I'm just happy I have my brothers with me on in the week of how should we say of me how should we say coming into my own as a real hip hop artist for real.
It's time to show them how it's done, bro.
Yeah,
it's like we used to say back in the day. It's time to wreck shop, bro. You know what I mean? Taking no prisoners.
But I've had so much fun doing, stuff like this for the Dark Council. As I was telling, the audience, when we first started, and I said, look, I've been a hip hop artist, for everybody in the hood, everybody that wanted me to get on the mic and say a couple of things, and parties and rec centers and stuff like that. It was fun, and I'm buying everybody's records from UTFO, Fat Boys, Run DMC. Then we get Houdini, and then we got Black Moon and Mobb Deep and the Wu-Tang Clan and Gangstar and everything else. We the Salt and Pepper and Antoinette, MC Light, Audio 2.
Tribe Called Quest, De La Soul, Rakim, Eric B.
You know it's a fun fact. Black Moon Into the Stage was the first CD hip hop album I bought. Everything else was cassette before that. That was the first CD that I ever bought.
Good take.
That was my very first CD.
Yeah.
All right.
That's when because Sony owns the word Walkman. That's the actual thing. So I had my Sony Walkman. That's the first compact display I had that you could walk around with. And it was one of those before I had the skip thing. If you bumped into it skip.
Let me ask you something though. Do you feel like as hip hoppers, right? Do you feel, even as music lovers, do you feel like we lost something when we went to disc?
Bro.
You know what I mean?
Speak on that, because
yeah, man. It's like I like to hear the gritty, dirty sound. I don't like everything to be so back. Yeah, I don't like everything to be so crisp. I think that was our first step into this fake age that we're living in now,
but
where everything just has to be perfect.
You know good and well when you first got that CD player, you had to hold it like this, super steady.
Yes, that's what I'm saying.
If you take 2 steps, it's like skip. Like
I tell you now, I've learned just from the best of everything. Public Enemy, LL Cool J, man, the list can go on and on. And I've absorbed all of it, learned, and just love their music and love their rhymes. And it gets you through a hellacious, bad, how should we say, bad marriages or breakups and this, that, whatever, or you're losing your loved ones, and you're trying to grieve, and sometimes you get your hip hop on, and it just takes you over to another realm where you could say, you know what, I need to go to work, or I need to get this going. It works for me, it's almost like therapy. And I've done this for so long, man. I didn't think I would actually say to myself, maybe I should do a real album and put it out there for those that's not in our community, that don't know who I am. It's like new artist comes in, and sometimes they get their help from their agents and stuff like that. I have nothing. I'm literally coming out there, and with the little help of TuneCore that gave, because I've gotten into their program, and they showed me, well, here, you can go over here and see if you could put some campaigns.
That's awesome, man.
Yeah, and I did. I put like 3 campaigns, and most of it did work. They did like the music. They liked, what I was trying to achieve. Some had like, yeah, your song was good, but I don't think it's a fit for me and my radio station, and that's cool. I mean, one guy just told me that my voice wasn't commanding enough, and I was like, okay.
You always have your critics, man.
Yeah, and I know that, and that's why I look at it from the standpoint that, okay, but I got more positives than negative. So now I'm, trying to branch off, and shout out to a DJ I forgot his name. I should not have forgotten his name because he really gave me a glowing review of the promotional song that I just put out there. And he's from Charlotte, North Carolina. He got a radio station there, and he said he's rocking with it. And I was like, wow. And this is the promotional song. And I would like to get a hold of him. I got him on Instagram, and I'm gonna try to reach out to him probably tomorrow and let him know that I'm very grateful for the good words that you put, because now that gave me a real sense that outside of our community, I can probably reach some people, and I wanted to take this time out to go a little bit, not too much deeper, but a little bit deeper as to why I came to the thinking of wanting to put this out here and what I'm trying to achieve in these songs. Now, look, I am not 18 or 19 or even 25 anymore.
No, come on, no. I don't believe it.
So now I'm at it. I'm at a stage where I've done all the street stuff. I did all the the love.
Hey,
ballads.
Look at that right in chat. React Attack. Abu, would you be willing to come on my music podcast and promote your music? Yes, he will. Yeah. Sorry, I didn't mean to speak for you. I just
no. I need
got an agent right here.
That's Ord's board, man. He'd love that. He has a great React to music channel, man. It's awesome.
Yeah, I would love to do it, brother. I would love to do it. As a matter of fact, we need to. Is Ord's boards is still on Twitter, right? Just let me know so I'll hit the DMs and all of that, or if it's in your Instagram. Get a hold of me, and then we could set it up. But and I need to try to get into other podcasts and stuff, or musically that has their music and stuff, and just want to
you coming on mine, right?
Huh?
You gonna come on my podcast, right?
Yes, I would love to. Right. I would love to.
I had a lot of we can talk later, but I've done a lot of clean house of stuff, so it's different. I got my Welcome to Rebellion podcast channels on his own channel now.
Nice.
Because the Spotify and the Apple is the Spotify is actually doing really well.
Yeah.
So it's actually better for me not to do it on my main channel, but then upload it. So like the Spotify audience is like, it's awesome.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I definitely, we're gonna do this.
Yeah, I would love to. I would love to. But I'm not even gonna sugarcoat it. I've been a wreck just basically this whole week. And when I put the short video out, I was just so exhausted, but I felt hopeful that the 6 months that I put this in terms of just really saying to myself, what do I want to accomplish with this? Do I just do freestyles, or just do I try to emulate somebody else, or this, that, whatever? And then it's like, no, just be yourself. Just be yourself. But you on another level.
Huh?
Yeah.
That's what it should be about.
I have to at the very least stay in my age bracket, but yet I could still rock with the young cats.
I gotta say something about that, bro. I gotta say something about that, because big shouts to my dude, Mr. Mecca. He's in the underground music circuit, A&R and all that stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
And he was talking about how Andre 3000 had got interviewed, and he was saying his latest album they put out that is, I'm paraphrasing a bit, they said, because he doesn't have, and he was saying the same thing you're saying, that he's not young anymore and didn't have the same amount of stuff that he could say. But here's the thing, and I wrote a long response to that, but I'm just gonna paraphrase what I said. Basically, the thing that gets me, especially when it comes to hip hop, it's like you have a short time frame of 16 to 30, and after 30, you're supposed to hang it up. But at the same time, we can herald somebody, a band like the Rolling Stones, that could rock forever, and nobody tried to say anything about them. So as we get older, we should have more things to say, because remember, the point of hip hop is to teach the East is what rap intended. D Nice said that way back in the day with self-destruction. Yep. We're not teaching anybody if we're hanging up our hat and just letting the young kids speak. Young kids don't got nothing to say. Yep. We gotta still say stuff. We gotta. It's the whole purpose of hip hop was edutainment. That's what it was. It wasn't about just partying, drinking, blah blah. Yeah, we had partying songs like that, but it was really to tell a story, to say that, tell people the mistakes that you made so that they don't make those mistakes. I like in regards to gangster rap, but I never really was a gangster rapper. But that was the point of it. Now, although Mark, you put up you had a very good video back in the day about the gangster rap and how that thing kind of like messed everything up, and that was definitely part of the mainstream, because now that gangster rap has turned into they don't use gangster rap anymore. What they're using is this party girl, freaking get high, drunk, mumble rap nonsense, and that's what they put out there now. That's the mainstream.
Yeah, did you see that BET thing that they had where it was just ass and titties for like 2 hours?
No, I did not, but I knew they had this. I guess this girl named Ice Spice. I don't know. When I hear Ice Spice, I think of the Spice Girls, but I don't know, whatever. But and like she's supposed to be the thing now, and they had this one clip up on Twitter, and some dude came out and they were over there rapping and like it's like blah 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 blah. It's like that. Blah, 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 blah. I'm like, and everybody's like, who's? I'm like, and I put my favorite gif up there. I had the Snoop Dogg. Who? I'm like, who? I don't know who none of y'all. I'm like, who?
Yeah, I'm going to be using a lot of that, but my purpose now is that what I'm seeing in hip hop from the young cats and stuff, it's their generation and it's their music that only they can understand, But at the same time,
it should be genres.
And like I said,
you can have subgenres in genres. You really can. So,
and like I said, I can't hate on that. I just know that at some point, when the hip hoppers of our generation, they spoke on the streets, they spoke on, uplifting themselves, uplifting your brothers and your sisters. And like I said, we had so much range, and we just,
that was all one thing.
Yeah.
It's all one thing now.
And now,
if you want to get,
go ahead.
If you want to get lyricism and storytelling, you got to go underground. And underground now is what mainstream hip hop was back in the day. That's what you're going to find. Sure, you still have the I guess you would call that trap rap. I don't know what genre you would call a hip hop is now, but I'm like the old man, get off my lawn guy now. Like that's what it comes to me when it comes to like hip hop now.
I said to myself that all the hard work that I put in to be as creative as possible, to not give people, nothing that will bore them. You understand what I'm saying? But at the same time, whether I could do my freestyles or tell stories and stuff, I want that to be something that you can feel it in the music. And even though I may not have the commanding type of voice like a KRS-One or Method Man or Ghostface or Guru,
you shouldn't have to compare yourself to them.
No, I have to just be me.
There should be, listen, when it comes down to music, sure, you can have people inspired. Like one of my biggest inspirations is KRS-One, right? He's like, that was the very first, like I told you about the very first CD. My very first album I bought was it Blueprint? Or I did have Criminal Minded, which all my hip hop albums my mom threw out the window because you couldn't have rap music back then. So I didn't have I lost all my cassette tapes. But like one of the very first albums I had was Criminal Minded.
Right.
So I take my basis of how I rap, which by the way, you have inspired me to get off my stupid behind and finish writing my songs because I've been slacking.
Look what Mark did for me. Look what Mark did for me.
I have been slacking. I'm not lying.
I was sitting up there trying to do the beat. I was like, yo, Mark, killing it.
Yo, let me just say something right here. Who is it? Shield Wall of Dragons makes a great point. Too many people don't have a father figure in their life. that's the role the new older rappers should fill. Now, here's the thing, right? When it comes to the new generation of hip hop, you're being very diplomatic, Abu. The new generation of hip hop is straight fucking bullshit. Okay, it is, right? Everybody got to stop being afraid to say. We got a generation
that's trash.
We got a generation that's going to waste, and a lot of that is our fault. Those of us who are in Generation X, because we didn't value what we had. And unfortunately, that's what you find all too often. Black people don't value their own culture. So, like, you have to give it to them. A lot of us, we're ashamed of what we did back in the day. We're ashamed of our hip hop. We're ashamed to be seen as old. So we don't pass on what we had. And I know for a fact, once again, if you go and listen to my son's playlist right now, 15 turning 16 years old, everything is from back in the day. And it's not because I made him listen to it. It's because when we were on the road, like heading back and forth to New York, wherever we were going, I would put it on. Dad, what's that you listening to? Before I knew it, he was researching for himself, and now when I listen to his playlist, I hear gems that I forgot about. I'm like, kid, where'd you get that from? And he will say, and you know what I mean? Because real hip hop nourishes your soul, right? What you're listening to today, for you to believe that it's natural for this to be what we listen to today, means that we believe the worst in our children. You know what I mean? This is not who they are naturally. Who they are naturally is not Ice Spice. It's not Sexy Red. It's not all of these mumble rappers who sound like they're illiterate. This is not who you are. Yeah. So that's what I'm on. It's like, no, I don't want to hear that. Oh, it's our time now. No, it's your turn. You sound like some shit. Let me put you on.
Keep going. Exactly.
Let me put you on to what you could be. It's like when they start listening to the nouns and the verbs and the syllables, and they realize what it means to actually be literate and be understood, then they understand who they truly are and who they could be. Just because you're young doesn't mean you have to be stupid. This goes back to what they do with Disney Star Wars. Oh, it's just for kids. Does that mean it has to be stupid?
Correct.
You know what I mean? It's like it's supposed to challenge people.
That's right.
You know what I mean? Bro. So when you get on that mic, OG. You know what I mean? When I get on that mic as an OG, when DeMarjani gets on that mic as an OG, you represent, you lead.
I can't wait.
You don't make any apologies at all.
I'm
Flavor Flav. I'm the hype man.
Boy.
Well, with that being
Flavor Flav used to be jumping off the freaking stage like Jordan, bro. You remember how he used to be so hyped? Like, my boy had jokes, so he said, yo, my man had more ups than Jordan. Like, he'd be up in the air like 1980. Like, you just see him up in the air. 89. He just jumping off the stage. I'm like, bro. But yeah, what's funny, Mark? You were saying we definitely have to put out what we think these kids need to hear, because perfect example. You can say I don't know what it is. Like, I always bring this up. I started my first job I was 12 years old, right? I worked with my best friend's dad in the ice cream trucks, right? And then I had a set of goals or a work ethic, right? That wasn't something that my mom taught. I mean, yeah, she did, but I guess it was something innate. You know what I mean? But now, like right now, where I'm at now as a manager, I'm seeing, because you got to hire all new kids, obviously, because you get, that's usually your most demographic you'll get is new young kids. It's like they don't understand simple things like, punctuation, maybe you might have to stay a little later if there's customers there, stuff like that, little things like that. And it's like you said, we have to teach them this stuff, and it's clearly somebody ain't doing it, right? Somebody ain't doing it
right anyway.
Exactly.
You know why? You know why, D? Because too many of us don't want to get old, man. Too many of us don't want to. We don't want to own it. It's like I was watching Bad Boys Ride or Die. Right. I'm watching Beverly Hills Cop. Why brothers still got crisp hairlines, dyed black hair? You know what I mean? It's like, come on, Martin Lawrence. Will Smith. I already saw your grays, bro. It's like, embrace that. You still look good. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's like, I got my grays, shit, man. I still look great. You know what I mean?
I got
what do I look like?
Yeah, man.
You know what I mean?
I can only do the what is it? The Just for Men, and every time you put it on there, it looks it's black, but it's like couple of whites keeps popping out, like trying to remind you it's not gonna be there forever.
Look, do you understand there was a time when black men didn't freaking live past something like, like 40, 50 years old? You know what I mean? It's like if you get to that, wear that badge of honor, man. It's like wear your your experience and your wisdom. It's like own that, because that's what these kids need. When you see them running through the streets and doing all type of wild shit and everything,
I hate it.
If they're doing that, you show me some kids that's doing that. I show you some kids that don't have a father in their lives who's guiding them. If you had a father in your life and you were afraid to go, you should be afraid to go home if you're running in the streets acting like an idiot.
That's right.
Oh yeah.
You know what I mean?
100%.
But because they're doing that, that tells you right there where the breakdown is. So I say all that to say, bro, it's like when you get in front of the mic, I was saying this on one of my videos recently. I said, I rock this bitch right here. And it wasn't me being vain about it. What I was saying was when you get in front of a mic or a camera or something like that, represent yourself, represent who you are unapologetically. Like no apologies whatsoever. Impart your wisdom. Of course, if you don't have any wisdom, then shut the hell up. But you know how it is. Yes, when you get on this mic, man, you make it sing, man.
That's why I'm doing it like this. I want to show everybody here and anybody else that hears or watches the playback. This is an exclusive, so it's only going to be a one-off. That my album cover, and I want to discuss very quickly the songs, the names of the songs.
How many tracks you gonna have on it?
14.
Okay.
It's 14. 7 on one, 7 on the B side. So this is the actual album cover. Security.
Okay.
Interesting.
That's the name of the album, Security Concept?
Security Concept.
Yeah. And this is the album cover.
There's a lot to see right there, bro.
Yeah. And I put purple. I put purple in there as a homage for the purple tape. With Ghostface.
Ghostface Killer.
That's what I'm saying. I can see there's a lot of esoteric stuff going on here. That's why I'm trying to break it all down, bro.
Did you draw that?
Yeah.
Yes, I did.
Man's just taking control of everything. I like it.
I mean, I did.
Yo, that's how it should be, man. That's how it should be. You know what's crazy? I saw this. Not to derail what you were saying, Abu Nas, but I saw this. For some reason, at the Comic-Con, I saw these young people, right? Young white girl, young man, and they had Tupac Shakur shirts on. One of them had a Death Row Records shirt on. If they were over 25, I'd be shocked, but maybe they were. And it just made me sit back and I'm like, I wonder if they know anything about that whole legacy of Tupac being born in jail, mother part of Black Panthers, going to Baltimore, meeting Jada Pinkett Smith, moving to LA to the jungle, getting his first break with Shock D. What was the name of that group that they did?
Digital Underground.
Digital Underground. Then making his album, then getting shot, going to jail. Then Suge Knight showing up, signing the contract. Then he works for Death Row, and then all this stuff, New York versus California, all that thing erupted. Then Dr. Dre left Suge Knight, and all that stuff was happening, and then that's the end of the story.
I guarantee you, they don't.
A couple of movies in between. So,
and that's what I'm talking. That's what I'm talking about. That's why I get so amped, when I'm talking to my son about this, because it almost sounds. You think I was Casey Kasem, when I'm breaking down like the history. Like he doesn't just listen to the stuff. I usually give him the whole context of it all, like what was going on back then. But there's a lot of.
Thought I didn't know. Y'all thought I didn't know, did you? Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you.
I just want to say this because I know Abu got to get this on, man.
Go for it, man. Go for it.
There's a lot of people who don't know, for example, they'll see Method Man and won't know that he was a rapper because they see him acting now. They see Queen Latifah, they see LL Cool J, and they have no idea. I've heard kids say that. He was rapping? What? Like, what's up with your parents? You know what I mean? Yeah. Like when we were growing up, we listened to our parents play some OJs, play some Spinners. You know what I mean? Yeah. Like we knew what our parents listened to. Why don't our kids know what we listen to? You know what I mean? Because we act like we outgrew it.
Yeah, exactly. Because they, again, like I was saying earlier, they make hip hop like it's only supposed to be a young man's sport. It's not supposed to be that way.
But we did that though. That's what I'm saying.
That's what I'm saying. That is partial our fault. But I also believe that is the entire the industry's playbook is to make it like that, to make it that it's only kids, so that they can have the same, I guess, what they call it.
But you know what the funny thing is, though, Dave? The funny thing is that the industry, they know the value of classic hip hop. You can turn on the TV, and what are you going to hear? You could get with this, or you could get with that, and they're playing this for a car commercial. Yes. You know what I mean? It's like, you know, you can hear like a lot of stuff that we listened to back in the day. Now they use that music to sell stuff. You know, so it's like they know the value of it. But like I said, if we're not playing it in our homes, that's where it starts first. You know, and a lot of us are just not doing that, clearly.
Well, this album is the culmination of everything that I've absorbed, as Mark was saying, in terms of hip hop and how I want to portray it now, as I'm not just doing this for my friends and my family. I'm trying to reach people that I don't even know, that will I hope that will understand why I'm doing this, and the songs that I'm putting in will either entertain you, will give you something to think about, and others that will just give you just plain good entertainment to just take your mind off of the things that you may be going through. The first track is called Wishing on a Star. And it's just basically just me running my mouth, telling all the guys that if you want to step up to the pros, and you want to try to take me off the board, you're just wishing on a star. Just a play-by-play, just having fun doing my freestyle. The second one is called Time to Save the Day. I recently watched the Gotti, I guess the Gotti film with Ahmad Asante, the one that they had. It was like a mini series or something like that. But and I watched it and I said, wow, it was true to life in terms of how the mob, you know, did their thing. But then I said to myself, why don't I just put a little superhero spin to it? So sort of like Superman versus the mob or something like that. Well, that's what I came up with. Time to save the day. You know, get back. How should we say? Bring heroic back in a very flashy way. Shallow grave. I don't even know what I was thinking putting that word out. Shallow grave. Basically, for old heads like us, it is literally an episode of The Twilight Zone. And when you hear it, because it scared the shit out of me when I was little, watching that episode, The Grave. I don't even like going into graveyards or even going near it because of that episode. But for some reason, you know, I just had it in my head when I listened to the song that I sampled, and it just gave me goosebumps. And then it put my head straight to the episode. So I wrote it verbatim. And that's, I would actually say that that's one of my best, most creative way to put something out there for entertainment value, but yet I just made a ghost story. Just like that. The Swordsman, more tongue-in-cheek stuff, getting on the mic and challenging the young boys that want to try to put the king down. The Lost and Found was a happy accident of me listening to a beat that I made, and I'm kicking up my feet and I'm just doing a freestyle. And I recorded it on my phone, and it gave me the idea to just play a tongue-in-cheek freestyle in the studio, just kick with whatever you want to kick. Unauthorized personnel. This is a homage to my DJ, with me and him always watching the Die Hard movies. And I don't want to give it away, but if you've seen all of the Die Hard movies from Die Hard 1 and especially Die Hard 2, when you hear it, you are going to laugh. And I'm hoping that you would at the very least say, this man got some talent. To put a homage on a favorite of a movie that will remind you of how creative we can be as hip hop artists. Walking Through Dreams is just me giving thanks to those that came before, but I'm still doing my my thing in terms of the freestyling. Same thing for which is the next one, the Felix Legion, gangster stuff, And I got this the idea from Ice Cube, from Death Certificate, and I said to myself, you know what? I'm gonna play a little tongue in cheek on that one too. T'Challa Super Juice. Now remember when we I put that out in the Dark Council. Well, I'm putting it back out there because I felt like I need more people to see or hear how should we say how good it is to feel your African roots, how much we love, Chadwick Boseman as T'Challa, and when we saw Black Panther for the first time, and we just had that vibe, and I wanted to put that out there because I did this for the Dark Council. So I said to myself, I'm gonna remix it and just really, put the bass in there and put that out. The Silver City. If anything would be a hit or a miss, it will be this. I have the Silver City is me literally telling you all the description of all the scriptures of what heaven is like. That's it. So you read the Bible, you read the Torah, you read the Quran, the description of heaven is pretty much close to each and every one of these scriptures. The entire song, The Silver City, is the description of what it is after in the afterlife. The Fabulous Foursome, an old cartoon back in 69. They had the Teen Titans, Kid Flash, Wonder Girl, Aqualad, and Speedy. Well, I did the same thing, but I did it in the form of a song where they're, how should we say, they have the streets on lock, but the bad guys is trying to come at them. And then I've hit it with a good cliffhanger, which is definitely going to be a part 2. I only need to know one thing, is more of a freestyle, but it's a homage to one of my favorite movies, Aliens. And I said, I need to put that out there because it's fun, it's funny, but at the same time, I'm flexing my, how should we say, lyrical muscle. Barrel in Your Mouth. When I heard that song from Biggie, Rings and Things, you want to take it out? It's time to, it's hard to yell with the barrel in your mouth. I literally heard that song, listened to that song 5 times. And from there, I created a whole short story of, how should we say, of super cops who are bad. And they're going around telling people how, they're getting their money from the drug dealers, and they rolling like kings. And then you see the saga as the song goes on, and there'll be a little bit of a twist that's gonna rock everybody's socks off, hopefully. And last but not least, You Gotta Wait. I did a part of this for the Dark Council a long time ago. I didn't do it again, but when I revisited the music, I said I could do something a little bit better, which I did. I deconstructed it and just redid it again, and it came out so good. I said, now this is the type of music I should end the album with, and that's what I did. And I have to say that if I was a betting man, I think that if you go through the whole thing, when you hear that last song, it will uplift you to know that this is a song that's uplifting, but it's fun. But the music will just have you say, he's leaving, but he'll be back. So yeah, I'm putting creativity all in front. And hopefully on Friday, whether it's on midnight, because it will be released on midnight, Thursday, whenever you do get a chance to hear it, I would hope that you will be entertained first and foremost. And whatever you can, just like me as a hip hopper, if I hear somebody's lyrics, I want to try to analyze and this, that, whatever. I hope you could do the same thing. Reach out to me, let me know what y'all think. And hopefully, if it is good, that people will, actually buy it or keep streaming it, then I've done my job. And if you want more, I'll be happy to give it. So that's that's about it.
Now the title there, Security Concepts, like what's the science behind that, man?
Actually, no real science. It's from an old story that I made when I was coming out of high school. And a few of my friends, because we were supposed to go into, to the military. So I was supposed to go into the Marines. My other friend, he was supposed to go to the Army. Other friend that was in my class, they wanted to go to the Navy. So we was talking, just kicking. And I said, well, damn, man, what if, the military was like actually superheroes, like G.I. Joe? And it's like, well, they already have G.I. Joe. I said, but we have to have a more realistic G.I. Joe. So they told me, well, do you have a name for it? I said, no, but I said, I'll figure out something. And I did. Matter of fact, I'm going to show it to you.
And there we go.
I gave this to awesome. Well, this was buried in a box all the way down. So this is very, very old.
How come every time I would not show us something, you go, I found this buried in a box? I pulled up that Obi-Wan magazine earlier. He's like, I found this buried in a box. I hope you ain't got no dead bodies buried in a box somewhere. You're like, look what I found back here.
I just found
Billy. We had an argument about 20 years ago. I forgot I shoved him in this box.
Like I said, I just put together a badass, team of like I said, like G.I. Joe type dudes, and I gave them, origins. I gave them, the whole thing. That was supposed to be the comic book that I was going to do. And I drew half of it until I stopped. But it's just been sitting there. And Security Concepts was the name of the story of the, how should we say, the military taking over the world. That's it, And the Omega Division found a plot to how should we say, to eradicate basically half of the world, and they was going to how should we say let them know what's going on, and then the rest of the military came after them. So yeah, it was an epic, but never was realized, and it was just sitting there. So when I pulled that out, and I like I said, I was looking for a title, and I said, well, shit, this is still badass, even though I drew this since I was 22. Yeah. So I was like, nah, security concepts, you know, it's slick, you know. I didn't have nothing else, so that's what I put.
See how it all comes back around, you know,
Yeah.
from so long ago, and here it is.
Yes, sir.
This is a true labor of love, man.
Shield War, what year did I did that? 1991. 1991, I drew that. Yeah. So I was 21 years old.
Deep.
So with that being said, anything else on the pipeline we could talk about? Because obviously Acolyte just basically blew the roof off of the fandom. The fandom is the content creators is eating good. their whole property is just going down the tubes.
And I do think an official congratulations in order, you know, to our good friend Jay over here.
Jay.
No,
yeah. No, because we all know that this man was so tired of Star Wars, Disney Star Wars. He just threw his hands up last year and said, "That's it. I'm done. I'm not talking anymore."
That he did.
And now this man is like, he's knocking on 100,000 subs, about to kick down that door.
God bless.
And you know, a lot of it is because of this coverage, and you know, you're doing a great job, man.
And everybody knows that he's not doing it just to, you know, to shit on their property and this, that, whatever. He's a fan just like us, and he's disgusted just like us at the way that you're portraying beloved heroes that's been with our childhood, just like us. So how will we not be able to connect with this man that literally, like I said, I'm not cursing nobody out. I'm not doing. I'm just spitting my feelings in a way in which you should really feel me. You know.
I think like
respond.
It's crazy how this show has been more controversial than the stuff in the past. Oh, thank you. Almost there. 4,000 more.
I'm still not.
If I had 2 more episodes left, I'd be there in a heartbeat, but we'll see. But I got a big story coming out, and OG probably gonna love it because you guys remember Wikipedia?
Yeah. It used to be the real source that you can get to. Not anymore.
I should try to get this out sooner before it kind of fades, but I'm taking my time with it. Well, they hired a bunch of, I don't know, it's all volunteer, but it's like a special, like they got a bunch of special people working at them at a certain time.
Yeah.
And everything was going fine because they were catering to the a special certain Disney Star Wars group. They're the ones that changed Luke Skywalker and Obi-Wan to LGBTQ and all that stuff. And when that Keanu Monday, that's what I call him, came out.
Keanu Monday.
And it started trending on Twitter that they were
was correct.
That his birthday was different in Wikipedia, that now that he was in the Acolyte, they had to change his birthday. And
really?
Star Wars Theory called it out. Many OG called it out. A lot of people called it out. But Star Wars Theory being the biggest voice, they literally said every time he talks about us, we get tons of death. Basically, they're accusing him for people coming over to their space and saying negative things. Well, I bet I hit it in a week because I've been averaging 1,000. I've been averaging 1,000 subscribers anyway, we'll see. I don't know, man. It might all shut down tomorrow. You never know. But Theory said that he was going to sue them.
What?
For saying you're accusing me of and what they used was like violent acts.
Yeah,
you're accusing me of sending violent acts over.
Wait a minute, who is it again?
Star Wars Theory. Wikipedia went out on Twitter and accused him of sending violent acts to their site. And he's like, if you don't stop, I'm just gonna get a lawyer involved. They deleted that tweet. Then they I guess you can't say fired because it's volunteer. They got rid of a ton of people. And then they started unfollowing all those weird Twitter accounts that shill for Disney Star Wars.
Yep.
And those people are having a massive meltdown because they got unfollowed by Wikipedia. They got so upset to the point that they're coming together with their little flags and everything else, and they're gonna try to make their own new one that represents them, because Wikipedia unfollowed them on social media, dude. It's hilarious, man.
Damn shame.
Freaking meltdown of the century. But like we've been calling this stuff out for since day one, right? That
I'm just glad seeing Theory just like, you know what, I'm done with this shit. All the years he tried to put a good spin on their nonsense, and just
what I'm saying is this should explain exactly like what is, people are like, I never got paid to say nice things about Star Wars. Well, look at this right here. Can you share my screen?
Yes, sir.
This is our good friend Star Wars Explained, and they're like, just in time for the final. Thanks, Hasbro, for sending us the Acolyte toys. They've been getting packages from Lucasfilm, from Disney, Star Wars, now Hasbro, every single week that the Acolyte is on. Them and a few others. They've all been getting these gifts. They've been getting limited edition shirts, whatever it is. They were just getting gifts. And oddly enough, everyone who's gotten a gift hasn't said anything negative about the show.
Strange how that works.
Shocker. Absolute shocker.
You're a legion.
By the way, Abu, you was digging in the crates. I went and got my old black book. I found my old black book in the crates.
Nice.
See, this is my graffiti Bible back in the day, man. This thing is ancient text.
Like I said, I can draw, but I cannot do graffiti for the life of me. That's why I know it's a separate art form. Graffiti. Yeah. I can't do it.
Yeah.
Well, at least we have House of the Dragon. At least.
Oh man, talk about a great show. See, and the thing about the House of the Dragon,
I'm way behind on that too.
Is
brother, get on your job.
I've been traveling, man. I just got back from Tennessee.
Taking pictures with Captain Marvel and and hobnobbing with the stars and all of that. Of course. But the little people here, we need your wisdom too here,
House of the Dragon is good, man. But these last couple of episodes, bro, I don't know.
I will say that thing with Damon should never have happened. That was unnecessary.
Y'all gonna spoil it? I ain't here see it.
Nah, don't spoil it.
No spoilers.
It's all good. It's all good. I'm behind. It's my fault.
Okay, all right. But
Cobra Kai kicks off soon, right?
But other than that,
Cobra Kai too. Yep. Does that start tomorrow?
I don't spoil it for me. I am going to watch Cobra Kai. I was just trying to get past the Karate Kid movies so I can just try to be up to speed in the universe, because obviously it's a universe now. And for what
but see, here's the thing though, Abu. They actually, when they call back, they flash back. So it's like you don't have to go and watch all the movies. It's like you can kind of gather what's going on because they'll show you little clips from the old movies that relate to what they're doing now. That's the beauty of it, the way they do it.
Okay.
Well, the one thing I'll say about the House of the Dragon is that they're doing the thing that Disney Acolyte claims that they're doing, and they're doing it right, and it's not having the instant phobia backlash that they keep claiming that's the only reason. No, the backlash you're getting for the Acolyte is because it's bad and it's destroying Star Wars canon. That is the reason. I honestly, if everything was the same, but you had good writing, I can tell you right now, I'll make a better Acolyte show right now, 5 seconds. Let me tell you how to make a better Acolyte show in 5 seconds right now. what you do is you have this show set at least 500 to maybe 1,500 years before the Battle of Yavin, and then put your playbook like that. If you did that, you wouldn't have a problem because then you wouldn't be messing with George Lucas stuff.
That's
you
true.
Wouldn't have to call. You wouldn't have to call back the Plagueis. You wouldn't have the freaking mood ring, which is the listen. You understand the reason why the Sith had synthetic blades because they were in hiding. You can't go get natural blades if you're in hiding, so you do them synthetically. That's why you have Sith with synthetic blades. Not you have to understand the way the new Disney canon is. You have to go and 66 a Jedi, take their kyber crystal and bleed it. That's how they're supposed to do it. So how did Khmer get his saber? How did he get his? If he's supposed to be in hiding, how did he get a red lightsaber? What Jedi did he kill without a weapon? If he said an acolyte supposed to.
That's an excellent point, actually. How did he get his red lightsaber?
That's a good point. Only Leslie Headland can answer that.
How does he have a red lightsaber? Right? You're supposed to. That is a rite of passage in order for you to become a Sith. Is to get your red lightsaber, right? To get your crystal and bleed it, right?
I don't even think.
And my thing is, everybody acting shocked, like, oh, she killed a Jedi without a weapon. You said an acolyte. So how did you become an acolyte? Did you kill a Jedi without a weapon? Did you use force choke? Like, come on, man.
You see this?
Have a good one, man.
You see what it says underneath my name there? What does it say? It says Disney doesn't care about black people. All right. Now here's the thing. They put this black girl front and center, on the acolyte, made a big old mess out of it, made a video attacking the fans, and this show is now going to go down in history as the worst Disney property, show, movie, like anything that has Star Wars. Now, this is bad, bro. You know what I mean? And allowing them to keep putting black faces on their trash is something everybody should be talking about. You know what I mean? This can't represent us. It's like what I was just talking about with hip hop. It's like they put an R&B song at the end of one of these episodes.
Yep.
You know what I mean? Why is an R&B? What is an R&B song doing in Star Wars? You're trying to get on everybody's nerves at this point. Just make the shit. It's just ghetto. You know what I mean?
I think they did that shit on purpose.
That's what I'm talking about, bro. It's like, here, you wanted your representation. Here's your representation. Never bother us again, because now everybody doesn't want to see it now. That's the effect that it's had. Anytime you see a black face in Star Wars now, it's going to be like, oh my gosh, you know what I mean? Just because of how they went about this, how they go about promoting it. So this is what I'm saying. This is the rub.
Yeah, subconsciously. Now he's like, oh, I'm gonna put another black person in.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Garbage. That's the whole thing with all of this agenda-based DEI, whatever the nonsense do. Because every time they do it, what that does is set the standard that every time you see a black or brown person is either A, going to be a diversity hire, or B is going to be crap. That's what they've done.
Because everybody knows you don't lower your standards in the name of diversity. There's nothing wrong with having diversity, but diversity doesn't mean that you lower your standards.
Correct.
And unfortunately, that's what has happened here. So when you critique Star Wars now, people will tell you, lower your expectations. Why should I lower my expectations? Why? Because there's a black woman who's the lead of this. You know what I mean? That's the way it's being perceived. And that is dangerous. Not just to the audience, but it's dangerous to us. It's dangerous to our kids too. We should see excellence in ourselves, not 100%.
Failure. Diversity should be a thing of increasing your standards, because you want everybody to be a high level of productivity, right? And you should be increasing your standards, not lowering.
Right.
But it's over now, so. What's going to happen in
it's over until the next Star. What's the next one coming out? Skeleton Crew? That's the next Star Wars project? Yeah.
No, it's not.
That's going to thrash and burn.
it's not controversial enough. That's just gonna go
Yeah,
in and out. They want to have some men strip and have lesbians touching each other and then you go out and into a song.
By the way, as a man of culture and science, the concept of a lesbian space witch isn't a bad idea, but it's not Star Wars.
It's just not Star Wars.
It's just not Star Wars.
That's
the problem.
Look, I just saw a clip on X where they were showing Amber Rose. They played a video from Amber Rose at the Republican National Convention, right?
Yeah.
Oh, I heard
that.
Yeah.
Now, okay, she spoke, but then they played a video by her. And you got to see this video, man. I'll probably send it to the DM. It's like, why would you play that at the convention? Like they said when the video was over, it was pin drop quiet. Nobody said anything. It was that bad. Like sometimes you got to read the room. Abu, what you were talking about with the BET Awards, it's like taking a clip from the BET Awards and playing it at the RNC.
Wow.
Like why would anybody do that? This is what I'm saying. It is a setup to show everyone the trash that we have to offer as a culture. We are better than that. Why do we let this be our representation?
Oh my goodness. It just makes it even harder.
This is a problem, bro.
You know what's crazy too, Mark? The crazy thing about it too is the people who are pushing this so-called diversity and inclusion and equity, all that stuff, they're the ones who are quite literally throwing a pipe wrench into this whole thing. Rather than showing the best. Like I mention this all the time. We could sit all day, we could talk about all the crap we see on Twitter with kids being dumb, doing nonsense, doing the knockout games, running into stores still. How many of those videos did we see of that young man that got the excellence for making a cream for cancer? How many of those videos we see on there?
I ain't even heard of it.
We gotta look for it. You gotta look.
No, hey, listen, I did a video for it. What did I get? Something like maybe I know. But what I get? Something like 200 views.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like nobody wants to see that shit. But if I made a video of some black people running up and down the block beating people up, it would go viral. This is the messed up perception that's going on.
It so much. I hate it so much. Listen, don't get me wrong. I wasn't
celebrating the absolute wrong thing as opposed to celebrating things that actually elevates us beyond the madness.
Yeah. Don't get me wrong. Like I said, I just showed you my graffiti book. I wasn't like a freaking little angel when I was growing up, but I knew there was a time to turn it on and turn it off. It's like these new kids have it on stupid all the time. Like, listen, you're young. I expect you to make some mistakes in life. But the thing that gets me is when you make the mistake, and which is, thank God we didn't have this, is that you put the effing thing on the internet so that it's forever. Like, I don't.
Let me just catch you right there, right? You talked about your tagging and your graffiti as something that you turn on and turn off, as if it's something that knows its place. Do you realize that there are some graffiti artists in this world that are getting recognized as major artists? You know what I mean?
No, I know that.
And they took it to the next level. It's like I think it's the Olympics that's trying to introduce breakdancing. Wow. And it's like a lot of those breakdancers are not from the Bronx. They're not from the hood. They're not black, but they saw the culture. They valued the culture, while we're seeing it as something that you just throw away, something that you outgrow. This is what I'm talking about valuing what you actually have. That is the challenge, I believe, that's on those of us who are getting older, to reach back and say, yes, we did something. We contributed something.
Well,
something of value.
When I say I did the graffiti, like the reason I say it like that is not that I disavow it. What's funny? When this is a true story. I'm at my job and I was filling out a contract for a customer, and he says to me out of blue, he says, "You used to write, didn't you?" I said, "What?" He said, "Yeah, I can see your pen styles." And I was like, "So I write like that still. It's not that I turn it off. It's the point I'm saying is that I don't get a can of Krylon and go roll in the streets no more. That I don't do anymore." But as far as like the graffiti, that stuck with me. Like I literally write like that still. Like I can't turn that off. So I get what you're saying, but at the same time, I'm not running the streets like that no more. I'm just saying. You know what I mean?
Well, yeah, that's what I mean. It's bigger than the streets at this point.
Yeah,
that's all I'm saying.
Yeah.
You know?
Got you. Yeah.
Yeah. So it's deep, man. It's deep.
Well, at the very least, I've had a wonderful evening with my brothers. We're gonna cut this thing down right now. Can I
just say one more thing, Abu?
Yeah.
If you guys get a chance, check out Supercell on Netflix. All right, Supercell on Netflix is a show that's not getting a whole lot of buzz about it, but it's a really great show. You know, it's really well done. Actually, it has a whole lot in common with Heroes. I mean, you know, there's certain things in there. It's like if you ever saw Heroes.
Yeah, I remember that.
Oh, yeah, Heroes, great.
Yeah, I think I watched the first season, but I didn't get into season 2 for whatever reason. I don't know, but it was interesting. It was interesting.
Yeah, it's a good character driven, not like it's whole like explosive action or anything like that, but just how they come about realizing their powers. What it is it's based in sickle cell disease. It's like a trait that is dormant from sickle cell disease, and this like takes place in South London. So if you had a parent or grandparent or something that was stricken with sickle cell, there's a chance that you might have supercell, like a trait that lies dormant in you. It might activate and give you certain powers.
I should have known. I should have known it wouldn't have come from the US.
Is it a movie or like a series?
I should have known.
It's a series. It's 6 episodes.
The US to have that type of story to be that good. The UK killing it.
Yeah. So, you know, just something, you know, we talk about a lot of stuff that we don't like. There's something you might want to check out.
Yeah, I need to check.
Well, there's stuff to like. There's like you said, we got Cobra Kai coming out. We got House of Dragon out. I'm watching right now. It's a probably about a year or two old anime called Freerun at Journey's End. I just started continue watching that. That's a fantastic anime. It's the premise of it is that it's an elf who obviously lives longer than humans, and she doesn't value her friendships with everybody because for her, 50 years is like a week, right? So like all her friends that she had, she went on the hero's quest and they defeated the Demon King, and all her friends that they defeated the Demon King with, they all got old and they're dying. She's like the only one left. So she's taking on some apprentices and like she got their young kids. So like for them, the humans that they with, it's been like half their life. For her, it's only been like whatever. And it's just like her showing, her learning, her compassion for, you know, appreciation for the short-lived races in that universe. It's really good. I really like it. It's a little bit of a slow burn, but it does have some action in it too. It has some nice action in it too.
That's right.
But yeah, that's what I'm watching right now.
Yeah, we should go encourage each other to watch the stuff that doesn't, you know, insult our intelligence.
And by the way,
not be insulted. That's my whole thing.
And by the way, in case y'all didn't know, Freerun is a lady elf. So it is a female-led, strong, powerful woman show that is good. Like it's not you can have
it doesn't beat you on the head.
Exactly. I mean, even House of the Dragon has the main protagonist is Alicent and freaking Rhaenyra. Yeah. Right? They're really the main focal point of that. Obviously, you know, Aemon is killing it though. I ain't gonna lie. He like
that's my boy.
I was all team Daemon until they started going with the freaky stuff with him. But
listen, all of that was not even necessary. I think the writers really made a bad mistake on that because number one, he wasn't going through no head trip, not in the books. He was in there to try to get the people to come over to Harrenhal, bend the knee, and we're gonna make this the base. But there was a bigger plan that Damon had, and I'm not gonna spoil it for you because
I can kind of see where the plan is.
See when they're going to flip it, but don't give me no fluffers shit with him going through all these two.
The season
but I think
is almost over,
right?
Because the season is almost over, and dude has been tripping the whole season.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like we got cheated out of badass Damon.
Yeah, and I figured that if they're going to do the fluffer stuff, because they know that the real juicy stuff that Damon is going to get involved with that's going to make him badass again. It's coming. It's coming. And I'm looking at
I just hope so. Because like to me, Eamon and Damon are like those two like the ones that got to go at it. Like they have to.
Yeah.
They have to.
Eamon, I love the fact that they did what they were supposed to do with the battle scenes. And I was hoping, praying that they would at least make it at least halfway towards the books. And they did that. They did that even more better than what I was reading. And I was like, wow, good job. Good job. Good job. Like I said, I don't sweat the small stuff like that. But as a book reader, the Dance of the Dragons is not like a book with lots of dialogue and stuff like that. It wasn't meant to be that. It was meant to just tell the story from other people's views, but even their views is short-lived. From the Maesters, everybody has an opinion. And I think George R. R. Martin wrote that just so that other people's opinions can lead, or lead to the actual plot, which is good. But they didn't do it in the show, but they can only do but so much because, like I said, it's everything that George R. R. Martin
is more like an anthology.
Right. It's all tied together.
Okay.
So they have to take some of the strands out because they're not going to place certain people that would say, oh, well, Damon did ask this and this, that, whatever, while another person would say, no, Damon didn't do that. Why would they lie on him? Or the
Gotcha.
Right. So they have to try to come to the middle part. So that's why you get these little fluffer episodes and stuff like that. But I'm
enjoying the show regardless, though.
But you know what? The normies don't care, and I think that's what they're going at. They're just hoping for the real book readers. Just be patient with us. We will slip up, but we're not going to slip up to the fact of staying the course of what this whole thing is about.
Exactly.
Right.
So I made this thing before. I said this analogy. It says, I might not be a big sports guy, but I do support the Yankees because they're New York, right? So you figure, over time, your team is going to change. People retire, people get injured, but they're still Yankees, right? They're still Yankees brand. And for me, looking at House of the Dragon, it's still, to me, it seems like they may change some things, but they're still staying House of the Dragon, right?
Yeah.
And that is, to wrap everything up as tonight's show, the major flaw, when you take away all the stupidity that Disney always likes to say, they changed the formula. Because you can change characters and all that stuff like that. As long as it stays Star Wars, nobody will have a problem with it. But what do we just say? You got Matrix style, you got R&B style, you got lesbians in space style. It's everything but Star Wars. They changed that. And if I leave y'all with anything tonight, that's what it is. As long as you stay the brand, stay the course, you can play around in the sandbox. But once you start taking the sandbox and dumping out the sand and then putting charcoal in it, it's no longer a sandbox. And that's what they're doing.
Like I said, nobody don't talk about Rings of Power no more. So it's pretty much House of the Dragon is the premier show. So
what if I could get one more nugget of insight or wisdom into this? Because here on the Dark Council, I like to say that if we ain't talking about it, it's not being talked about. So I don't want to ignore what has happened over the last weekend, right? Not to get too deep with it and everything, but I just want to remind everybody, put a little bit of positivity into the world, man. Be careful, because we are influencing each other a lot. Depending, it doesn't matter where you stand politically. We just had a former president almost get taken out, and I'm not going to get into whether some people feel it was fake or not. The fact that it happened in front of all of our faces is significant. It's like there is a certain degree of manipulation that's going on here. We're all supposed to be feeling some kind of way about this. But I think the best thing we can do is remember that we influence each other. It's like, the whatever positivity is in the world or negativity, it's there because we put it there. So each one of us has a responsibility, not to get too heavy-handed. I know I'm preaching, but we each have a responsibility, to what we put out there, man. Because to me, that was very scary. you know, because that could have went a really bad place.
Unfortunately,
you know, and I said it. I said in my video, you know, that
somebody,
you know what I mean,
unfortunately lost their life behind it. And I said,
100%.
like I said, whatever I feel in terms of Trump, of his morals or whatever, what have you, that's one thing. But to actually try to take his life over opinions that you don't feel that is in line, or what you think he's just the master criminal or this, that, whatever. Like I said, these are laws in place they're supposed to, you know, make certain that the bad guys be taken to jail and the good guys stay winning, you know. And like I said, we all have opinions of various degrees, but we should never ever get to the point where we feel like we have to take matters into our own hands because now a person lost their lives and their families is grieving, you know.
Right.
And I don't wish that on nobody, you know, none, you know, regardless of how I feel about them in terms of their character. But like I said, God rest
that was a father.
Yeah,
he should have the right if he wants to go to if he wants to go to a rally, you know, whatever it is, he's got the right to do that. This is America, you know what I mean? It's like he should be able to do that safely. You know, I actually looked at his Facebook page, you know, and because, you know, I do investigation. People talk about fake. So I'm like, let me look this guy up. And he was talking like in the run up to it, so excited, you know, going to the rally tomorrow. You know what I mean? Little did he know he was going to die there. That's ridiculous.
Yeah.
You know, so it's kind of like, man, you know, people got to understand, bro, the media is not our friend. None of us. No. You know, and they're creating this environment that is downright dangerous for all of us. One of the things that I said in my video is that, could you imagine if that shooter had been black, what this country would be like today? You know what I mean?
Oh,
and he had succeeded. It's like the way the boiling point is in this country, the temperature right now, we're on thin ice, man. You know, and it's like the media and, you know, a lot of these liberals too, it's like they're not doing anything to calm it down. They're just ramping it up. You know, you got Mark Hamill talking all of this shit and everything. It's like they're putting us in a dangerous position. So, you know, I just wanted to use my voice just for a second to just say, everybody sometimes needs to just like sit back, calm it down, and remember the best thing you ever have going for you is your own common sense. Don't let reality be dictated to you through your TV screen and these talking heads, because they're not our friends.
And just to cherry on the top of that, Mark, is just a few, when I say a few years ago, but just a short time ago, the man that they're calling the evil mustache man from 1940 was one of the biggest icons in the world. I still try to figure out, what did he do to make them so mad? Mean tweets, being brash. That was the brand. That's the brand of Donald Trump. Like, what did he do that was so bad that y'all hate him so much? He literally was an icon. I mean, Ghostface used to talk about him all the time. You know, Mike Tyson's still down with him, but you know, everybody used to be like, oh, Trump, this used to be in WWE. Trump used to be like this icon, and now once he started running, he's basically the funny mustache man. Like, I'm still trying to figure out what exactly did he do. I mean, when he was there, like him or not, the one thing I will always lean to, we didn't have any new conflicts. That's what that to me was a win. That to me was a win. And then no sooner than he was out, we got invasions and stuff happening. So I'm just saying, that's the only thing look, and I'm not a Trump guy, I'm not a Biden guy, I don't like any politicians. But I gotta call a spade a spade. When a man
it is what it is, man. It's like anytime you do what they've been doing with him, you know, guy gets kicked off social media. They keep bringing him back into court. You know, they keep trying to trump up all these charges on him. Somebody takes a shot at him. They're trying to silence him. What are you afraid of? You know, and like I said, the way, and I know that, you know, and Jay, I know you covered the whole thing with Gina Carano, how she went at Mark Hamill. It's like, you know, it's crazy. You got to sit back and just ask yourself, what exactly is going on here, bro? You know what I mean? Just think about it. Think about it, you know, because it's a lot going on. And that's why, you know, like I said, I just wanted to take that moment to just tell everybody, man, look at it through your own eyes. use your own brain, because I got family that I really, really love who they're totally programmed by CNN, and it breaks my heart because these are people that I love and I don't want to see them like this. It's like, at least know how to think. I hate to see people just mimicking talking points, parroting talking points that they see on these, on these news shows.
But the same thing can be said for Fox News,
Yeah, all of it. Talking heads, all of it, bro.
100%. They're all trash.
Yeah, all of it.
And it's almost like we need the news, but why would we need the news that's just leading us just to follow our passions, and then we get caught up in the mix? It's just like a cycle that needs to get broken. And I guess with us, or with me, sometimes I just have to just cut it off and just watch my House of the Dragon and be in my fantasy world and just chill.
That's why escapism is so important, and they're taking that away too.
Yep.
When the escapism leaves, we have no place to turn. People get sprung up like a coil, man, and they eventually there's nowhere to escape. So
and that's what it's all about. That's exactly what it's all about. You think you're going to hide in that? Nope, they're going to get you there too.
But the good news is there's an escape. It's the Dark Council. You're having a bad day. Everything is going to hell. Come on and join us on the Dark Council, and we can make you smile.
And if you're lucky, Abu Nas will show you the dark side, and
no,
you'll be forever.
I am not even going to touch that.
You'll be forever his Padawan.
With that,
you'll be his acolyte. You'll be his acolyte.
Shout out to Lord Callis. Shout out to Fatal James. Shout out to Lorena Creole. We love y'all.
We love you.
We love y'all, man.
Should have been here, but that's okay. We rocking in your memory. But other than that, God bless. We'll see you in the next one.
Peace out, y'all.